Hello everyone, my name is Jackie Chischilly. I'm a sales engineer here at Projetech and your tour guide through our MaintReq application today. First thing I want to point out on the home page here is this gray bar at the top. This bar is configurable and can be branded with your company name or a department name, whatever you see fit for those who log in to be able to identify that they're on the right page. The next thing I'll point out is there are only two actions that a user can take from this page. If they've never submitted a service request in the past, they can simply self-register and then they'd be ready to submit requests. If they have already submitted service requests and they already are registered, all they have to do is log in. First, let's go ahead and register a new user so you can see that simple process. All that's required is their first name, last name, and their email address. A phone number is not required, but may be a good idea for communication purposes. If you put in a service request and someone has a question about the request, they can just simply call you. And then the site is required, but because this is pulling information from your Maximo environment, it's already populated with all of the sites associated with your system. We're going to go ahead and select Bedford and we'll submit. The next thing you'll notice is this message at the top stating that you're going to get an email for confirmation. Now that we've registered a new user, let's go ahead and log in as an existing user, Mr. Mike Wilson. So let's log in. And the first thing you'll notice on the request portal site is a greeting, which again is configurable so that you can have any message that you see fit to appear for when someone logs in. Next, you'll see that Mike has four options. He can submit a new request, he can inquire about an existing request, he can view his profile, and he can log out. Real quick, we'll just look at Mike's profile so you can see the information that can be captured. And this is also where a user could go if they needed to update their profile. Mike Wilson's profile is fine, so we're going to go ahead and just go back. And now we're ready to submit a new request. So we'll click the Submit New Request button. There are several fields here that need to be filled out. You can click the magnifying glass to search for a location. However, our list is pretty extensive, so I'm just going to go ahead and type in our main HVAC system here, location BR200. Now I want to point out that this field is grayed out for assets right now, but as soon as I tab away from the location, that field will become available, and that's again because it's pulling information from Maximo. It's pre-populated with the assets associated with our location BR200. We're going to select the fan. We can put the start date in, and I'm just going to go ahead and say I want it to start today. I'm going to have a due date of 4/25, a week from today. I have to put in a report summary, and I'm just going to say fan is making noise. I can put more details in if I have them, but I may not know any more details other than it doesn't sound right. So I'm just going to go ahead and leave that field blank, and I'll submit my service request. First, we'll get a message up here that says our service request was created. And then we have a summary of the request we just put in, which is just all the information that we had submitted. There's our summary, the status, the location. But more importantly, here's the ticket ID. And this you might want to write down so that in the future, if you want to inquire as to the status of your service request, you'll have that number handy and you can just search for it. So I'm going to go ahead and click the Home button. Now we're going to go ahead and inquire about our service request. So I click on that button and you'll see I have several options here. And this page again is configurable. We have a button here that says I can look up all the requests reported after 9/25/18. I can look at all the open service requests. I can look at all the finished service requests. I can look at all the requests reported in the last day, or I can search by my ticket ID. So the simplest thing for me is to search for my ticket ID because I wrote my number down. So I type it in, 2009, and search. And there's my information. The status is still new. No one's done anything with it. So I'm going to go back home. I'm going to do another inquiry, and this time I'm going to look at all the service requests reported in the last day. So I click that, and look at that. I have 5 service requests that have been reported in the last day for that same location, saying that the fan is making noise. This is a good way for whoever in your company turns these service requests into work orders can identify duplicate service requests so they can make one work order and close out all 5 of these service requests. Next, I'm going to open all the open service requests. And this is a very extensive list. You can see I have 21 pages of open service requests, but I have this search field up here. So I could search by my ticket ID, but I could also search by my location. So I could type in BR200. And here's all my service requests for location BR200. There's a couple pages of them, but the majority of them have to do with the fan making noise. So I can see it's actually been going on for several days. I could also search by, say, fan. Enter that, and here I have all these descriptions that contain the word fan. So we can use words, we can use locations, we can use ticket IDs. We could use reported dates if we wanted to. So I'm going to go ahead and close this. And then the last one is to look at finished service requests, which works the same way. It's got a search field up here. So if I wanted to see any finished ones that had anything to do with the fan, I would type it in. And our demo environment does not have any finished requests associated with the fan. So we're just going to go ahead and go back. And we'll go back. And we'll log out. And we're back at the home page. So I appreciate your time, and if you have any questions or want more information, please use the contact information on the screen, and one of our solution experts will get back to you as soon as possible. Again, thank you.